Inters Racing League Tier 2 here, back in Montreal, Canada. I'm Ethan, and I'm joined by IRL Scotty. Scotty, mate, welcome to the commentary box.
I'll take the IRL, Scotty, but not quite that one. But great to be along here, jumping in with you at the last second. But it should be a fascinating one. This one, Canada. We know Canada can be quite tricky with the obviously being a street track, also close, and waters galore around here. So yeah, should be fascinating to watch.
Yeah, it's street track. You gotta be right up on the walls if you want the most out of your lap, and it's not gonna be easy for majority of these drivers. I'm not getting any game audio through the headset for some reason, but hopefully it's coming through loud and clear for you guys at home as
Yeah,
we
just
watch Dan the Racer. Had a great race last night in Tier 3, stepping up into Tier 2 today.
yeah, last minute call for Dan this time around, but yeah, he should go quite well. We'll see how he can mix it with the Tier 2 boys. Obviously, Mercy in the McLaren, obviously, he's got this championship, trying to win it. 18-point lead over Marty B, who's been ultra consistent all season long. So needs to just try and stretch out that margin with three rounds left to go.
Another driver stepping up, Mertz in the Ferrari. Had a great race, or was on for a win, possibly last night in Tier 3, and unfortunately did not go his way. Stepping up into the Ferrari, filling for Broseph, I believe.
Yeah, Brosabel, obviously, unfortunately, with I think a bit of an issue with his shoulder. So, Mertz, we've seen him put in some good performances in Tier 2. So, hopefully, he can outperform once again.
Yeah, hopefully he can, and Swiss Lord also stepping up. So, we'll go on board with Dan the race as he's coming up to turns 5 and 6 on disqualifying lap. As he's passing a slow moving Red Bull coming under the Qatar Airways bridge.
Ooh, a little bit wobbly out of the chicane there of 8 and 9. Probably didn't hit the apex as he wants as he comes to the hairpin of turn number 10 now. All important to get the traction out of this particular corner onto the long straight. As we know, 3 DRS zones along this 4.361 kilometre circuit. We've got 35 laps in the race, but it's all about quality at the moment as he's got 13 and 14 in the last chicane.
Oh, a
Takes
bit
that
wide there.
nicely. Yeah, a little bit wide, but kept his lap valid, and he'll be the first one to set a lap, and that's a 12.9. He's definitely got more time than that one, has Dan. Just a little bit, just track's not quite in the window at the moment at the start of the session.
Definitely not. Although it's a good bank lap. Sam Martiago is about a second quicker with the 1:11.336. So 1:11.336. And Swiss Lord with a 1 minute 12 2 3 yeah 1 minute 12.358. Sorry, puts him in second place. We'll go down.
Yusuf is definitely one you'd want to watch because he's gone purple on my thing in both Sector 1 and Sector 2. He's obviously been right up there in Tier 2, fighting alongside Mercy and Toddy as well. So he's going to cross the line. Can he get into the 10s?
Yes,
Does.
he does.
10.9 and has a 4.10. So that's Yusuf. He's been really, really strong in qualifying the last, let's say, second half of the season and putting his Alfa Romeo right up there as A-Dog in the other Alpine goes into the top 5, 13.9 for his first banker.
Yeah, obviously the Alfa Romeo's had a great night last night with Quick Cake. I think his name is a Quick Killer.
Yeah,
Securing the
quick killer.
championship, and Mertz comes home with a P2, and Toddy goes straight to the top with a 10.4.
Yeah, and that's a quick lap. That's half a second quicker than Yusuf. So Toddy's been right up there too. Hellmonth that we had a few weeks ago, he definitely was one of the men that enjoyed it and picked up a lot of W's. So Toddy proven his pace early on, and as the Red Bull team captain, I am very happy to see that. Until we've got an issue between Battlecat and Bang. out of turn number 2. So not sure what happened there, but they've seemed to have sorted themselves out now.
On board with A-Dog. He's coming around for another lap. He's got more time, he thinks, than 1 minute 13, and he does. He goes 9th fastest of 1 minute 12.035.
And Aussie goes into the top 8, 11.7. Liquid Jake into P6. And our championship leader, Mercy, crosses the line 10.6, but still 2/10 behind Toddy. But Mercy's pretty much main goal is to finish ahead of Marty B, who obviously hasn't set a lap time as of yet. I think he invalidated his first run. So that's all Mercy has to do.
Yeah,
But
on board with
Sorry.
Mighty B. On board with Mighty B as right now is coming down that long back stretch before the Wall of Champions. Got a bit of a tow from what looks to be a Haas ahead, and he comes into the pit lane.
Yeah, so that invalidation earlier on hurt him, so he's just going to come in, chuck on a new fresh set of soft tyres. As Buster's gone into the top 4, an 11 flat, so we've seen good stuff from Buster as well.
And I think we had the Ferrari of Mertz turned around on the exit of 2 just before turn 3. There was definitely a stricken car on the outside when I was on board with Daniel Southeast coming around to start his lap. And there definitely was a red car parked on the outside.
Oh, and Daniel Sard, sorry, not Daniel Sard, down the race, they're trying to just get out of the way of a lot of cars coming into the turn 10 hairpin. Just trying to clear the way. I think a lot of them are flashing, so they're probably not on laps except for Batman. So hopefully he doesn't get held up too much as he's coming out of turn 10 now. So it will be the Haas driver of BC Batman late call up as well. We'll see what he can do coming into the final chicane.
It also looks like Dom Wars was a late call up as well.
Yes, as Batman crosses the line, he goes into P11 on 11.9, so a couple of tenths behind the top 10 guys, as that was the Battle Cat moved into P5 on an 11 flat, and actually got a couple of laps on those soft tyres, so still got some relatively good grip, so we should see him in shortly for a fresh set, but we still got 10 minutes left to go in the session.
Yeah, on board with Mercy at the moment. He's coming down to put another lap in. Yusuf gets out the way very quickly. I was almost close to a rear end there. There's a yellow flag in just about every sector. It looks like there's a congested part up in turn 5 and 6 there. And Mercy goes quickest with a 1 minute 10.127, and then the Alfa Romeo behind of Bang. No, it wasn't Bang. Who was that? It was William. Sorry, Daniel Starr. He goes 6th quick.
Yeah, Daniel Starr's been in some good form. Commentated one of his races last night and picked up a W. So watch for him around this particular track. Be interesting to see how he goes. Race he did last night around Australia. Similar sort of track. Walls very close. A few chicanes in there. So yeah, Daniel Starr. Both Williams drivers actually. P4, P6. Strong pairing tonight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great race. That's for sure. If we are going off anything by last night, it should be an epic race. I don't know if you saw any of last night's race, mate.
Unfortunately, I didn't. Had a quick look at the Tier 3 results. Obviously, looked like a very entertaining race, as Canada can always be. But Luke obviously picking up pole and the W as well, so great effort from him.
Yeah, we'll go have a quick recap from last night. We'll go back to qualifying. Luke took P1 on track, and we had a bit of a Cody's moment with the Aston Martin with, I think it was Quiet Cake, being allowed on the track in Michael Schumacher fashion with 3 wheels, saying he's still in pits and on a flying lap.
Yeah, that'd be right.
And obviously he was disqualified at the end of the exit of turn 4 for being parked in a dangerous place. 2 disqualifications in qualifying last night, and we move on to the race at a enthralling 35 laps. It was a fun 35 laps. The first 7, it was a 5-car fight for the lead. Then died down a little bit, and then it was Quick Killer and Luke all the way to the end. And as we know, Quick Killer took out the Tier 3 championship. The championship, I believe, in Tier 2 is still well and truly alive. We're going to go right down to the wire.
Yeah, Mercy cannot win it today, and if Marty B outscores him, good chance that he may not claim it next week either, so it might come down to the final round, and we know Marty has been really consistent, finds himself in P10 at the moment. He hasn't necessarily had the one-lap pace, but he always comes through to claim some good points in the end, so as we're seeing Gordo just
Struggling
travelling
to get a
off
lap.
track.
He's struggling, he's invalid, and he's struggling to get a lap in here.
Yeah, that's just sort of the one characteristics about this track, that there's 3 separate chicanes. It's just, you're trying to push it. It's very easy just to extend past those track limits. And Gordo, obviously, half the session gone already, and he hasn't put even a banker on. So he's going to want to have to just maybe just get a lap in, just to sort of not start from the back, because obviously a lot of DRS zones to try and overtake, but you're sort of then getting caught up in the midfield action and could get involved in an accident. So
yeah,
that's
well, he's coming into the pits. Very tight pit lane. Powers, Aussie, sorry, not Powers, Aussie, coming on around. He's going to come into the pits as well. We'll go up to Yusuf now. Coming up to the hairpin, he's invalidated, so he might be coming into the pits as well.
Yeah, he will. He improved his time the previous lap on it was 10.9, now he's a 10.7, so he's closed the gap a little bit, but still 3 tenths off Toddy and then 6 whole tenths off Mercy. So Mercy's got the speed at the moment. Mertz is just starting his next run, as I think we've got all the rest of the boys coming down the straight on their out laps, so they're just about ready to get going once again. Elaine Santa is coming through turn 10 now. He's definitely on a quick lap. 12.3 banker. He's currently on the 9th row of the grid at the moment. So hopefully he can find his name further up on the timing screen on your left-hand side, as he's got the chicane left to go. Little bit of a wobble through the entry, but kept it smooth. Does he improve? He does, just outside the top 10 in P11 and 11.4. And with the short track, he may have time to come back in to get another set of boots on. 5 minutes left to go in the session.
5 minutes left. The top 3 all in the 10 second bracket, 110 bracket. Mertz looking to put a 110 in possibly. He's got a 111.25. He goes across the line. Does not improve.
Yeah, I think he made a mistake earlier on in the lap, so he backed out of it, save VRS, so he's going to go again on another hot lap, I reckon, here.
Definitely looking like it's another hot lap. This chicane always catches you out and he's invalidated.
Unlucky Sam crosses the line and goes into the... It's there.
Yeah, we've got audio back now.
Hopefully that should have solved it.
All I had to do was pause the game and look in the audio settings. On board with Sam.
As we find a driver, yeah, all of them are either starting their lap or about to come out. So it's going to be a hot and furious final 3.5 minutes left to go. Who is the next one on a lap? It's not the Aston because he's invalidated. What about the Merc? Liquid Jake is up by half a second coming into the second sector line, and that will possibly put him into the 10, so it could be a second row at the moment for Liquid Jake. He's just got to get this final chicane right.
All important last chicane. Left, flick it right, straighten the car up on the straight. up to the line. And he puts
Nice lap.
himself fourth. That's in the last place in that second row, as he said, bound for a second row.
But yeah, Buster's overtaken him 10-6, so great lap from Buster in the end.
Battle Cats could also put himself in the 10-second bracket maybe as well.
Oh, that's getting a little bit hairy in that straight. They've sorted themselves out now. Got to be a little bit careful that none of these drivers picks up a 5-place holding penalty, but Aussie jumps into the top 6. I think he might have been caught out a little bit, but he found time, so 10-6 as well.
We're going board with Battle Cats for a lap. See what happens.
So while we're on board with the Battle Cat, Don Moore's just about to cross the line. So currently 18th, he crosses the line, moves up a couple of spots into P15 now.
Yeah, he's backed out of the lap. He's abandoned it. Liquid Jake, he's still going, or is he pulling into the pits? We'll see. No, he's going to flick it left, flick it right, through the chicane death, up the wall of champions, to the front straight, up to the finish line. Does not improve.
Yeah, so he'll be on his final run now. Ben goes into the top 10 in the other Alfa Romeo.
And he's still pushing by the looks of things. But he's invalidated, so he's not going to get another lap in. Mertz. And VSC Batman retired. I think that was in pit lane.
Oh, and having a look, Toddy's improved to a 10-1, but Mercy
Mercy's
improved to a
going with
9-9. Great lap. So Mercy had to improve because he would have been in danger from getting pole, but these two miles ahead of the next group behind him. As we've got 30 seconds left in the session, so I'd imagine those two boys are done. Gordo hasn't set a lap time on the board. He's just about to yeah, so that is in pit lane. So Gordo on his final flying lap is just starting. So I think we've got one of the Williams. It's Daniel Starr currently in P9, so he'll catch the checkered flag. So this will be his final lap. Can he improve on his 11-1? He can, goes top 5, 10-7. Bound 3/10.
Mertz up to the line. Puts himself in third place. 1 minute 10, 3:31. What a lap, young man.
Yeah, great lap. Both McLarens are in. Battle Cat. Oh, he has a slide out of the final corner. Does the Battle Cat, does he have time? Can he improve? He moves up a spot ahead of Aussie into the top 8. So that is his session done. We've got, where is that Haas?
That'll probably be Gordo.
Yeah, it'll be Gordo first. A little bit of lag, but at least he's got a valid lap in, so is it any good though? Top 10, great job. Took him a while, but he got it in. What about Sam? Can he get that spot back?
Sam goes 7th.
The Alpine. A-Dog stays 18th. Dan comes in, he's 16th. And I believe that is everybody done. So Mercy, championship leader, he takes another pole position, but it was a little bit close. Toddy 2.5 tenths, and then Mertz, as we said, great lap time at the end there, putting himself on the second row along with Buster, Yusuf and Daniel Shah as well, putting late laps in. And yeah, it's going to be a fascinating race, I reckon, this one. Marty B down in 15th, we should say, so he's going to have a lot of work to close in on, get anywhere near Mercy at the moment.
Well, we'll look at your finishing order for qualifying. Mercy takes a quick time on a 1 minute 9:09:06. Toddy gets second. Mertz is the top 3. Buster 4th. Yusuf goes 5th. Daniel Star 6th. Sam goes 7th. Liquid Jake 8th. Battlecats 9th. Aussie 10th. And we'll let you take 11th down.
as we have a look, Gordo 11th, Bang 12th, Swiss Lord 13th, Elaine Santa 14th, Marty B 15th, Dan the Racer 16th, Don Moore 17th, A-Dog 18th, and then Batman, unfortunately, will be starting on the final row of the grid in P19. But again, penalties are going to be a massive factor. I was just having a look at the track limit invalidations, and there was quite a few. So
Yep.
there's going to be quite a few warnings, especially 35 laps around here. Overcast conditions, there was a chance of rain looking at the briefing. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get a little bit, or otherwise it'll just be cloudy. And yeah, we'll see
Yeah,
how
yeah,
everybody goes.
yeah. Probably just gonna be cloudy as it was last night. Although there is a threat of rain on the way. I think it was gonna get up to like a mil of rain in total. We'll find out as we load into Sunday. Getting ready to go racing.
Oh, hopefully we load into Sunday, otherwise hopefully we just don't stare at a black screen, which unfortunately it looks like we are. So I'm just going to keep an eye on the tier 2 chat and just make sure that we are going still.
Obviously, red flags could come into play here at the moment if we keep staring at a black screen.
Alright, so we might have that spectator glitch unfortunately, so I think we may have to red flag this, I feel like.
Maybe. I'm not good. I don't want to be the one to call it. Not necessarily my job, but this may go to a red flag.
Yeah, I'll call it now. So we'll get a red flag. I know it's probably tough just in case the guys are racing, but as I said, we sort of want the stream up and catch all the action, so we'll call it now beforehand. Oh, so really unfortunate that we've sort of had to do this, so we will send the message out through the invite system.
So the session has been red flagged.
So really unfortunate. Um, so hopefully the guys can notice as Battlecat has retired from the session. So yeah, we're on
Yeah,
lap
that
2.
too.
So
So
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
there
know
was
what was happening there. It looks like they had a safety car as well. We see Mercy doing donuts, trying to take other drivers out. Obviously, trying to find an easy way to retire. So it's just doing donuts at this point.
yeah. So just sadly that we've had this issue once again. Not the first time that we've copped a sort of the hosts and us streaming can't actually see the action, and yeah, it's obviously caused a few issues. But as I said, lets everybody.
Yeah, so bear with us, guys. We'll be back into it as soon as we can after this red flag. So, drivers getting their grid positions manually sorted after qualifying. Just about every driver is in here.
Yeah, just waiting on a couple more. So just sorting some stuff out in the admin chat. So obviously, just understanding why we've got the red flag is because we couldn't actually see anything. But apparently Mercy was a second clear when it got called. So probably not the best news that Marty wanted to hear. But Mercy obviously clearly got the jump that he would have wanted on the pre-red flag. And we do know that it is a short run to turn number 1 as well. So obviously that little kink to the right before the left-hander. So we did have a few guys possibly getting front wing damage looking at the map when we did call it as well. So
Yeah, Canada also been notorious for a lot of damage, a lot of crashes, and it's very penalty heavy around this track with all the chicanes. So that's what drivers are going to be looking out for going into the first turn. It's going to be an absolute war zone.
yeah, and a little bit of blessing in disguise as well, because if any of the drivers weren't happy with their qualifying setups, they can actually change their setups just a little bit. They felt like they needed a little bit more downforce, or if they had too much on, so they can tweak it. And obviously, just remembering that they have to remember to put setups on as well.
Yes, there's been numerous times, and we've all experienced it. You've done it, I've done it, where drivers have forgotten to put setups on and they've screwed themselves for a race even after an amazing quali run.
Yes, I did that. No, I actually did that last week in Tier 1. Because we obviously had the double header due to Vegas, real life Vegas, so we had to skip the France round, and we sort of had a one-shot 35% at both France and Netherlands, and we've loaded up for France, and I've actually accidentally hit the square button instead of anything else, and just gone to start with the default setup. So
Lovely, that's
yeah,
what you want to see.
yeah. So I hadn't done that for ages, but yes, I can definitely assure you that yeah, default setups even if it does give you the option of 5 presets, yeah, they still suck.
Yeah, that's just the benefit of Cody's. That's what they give us to get started into this game. It's not the best to teach you how to drive these cars, but it's something at least. We're still waiting for the drivers to be set into their grid spots.
We're missing an Aston and a Haas. So hopefully we can get them in. I think we're missing Batman. I think is the last one that we need to get in. So I'll quickly send him an invite because we want to get him in. Where are you, Batman? There you are. Quickly send you an invite. So obviously the Battle Cat being the host, he'll sort out the grid. So Batman being at the back should hopefully be alright. Just checking the weather. It is going to be overcast. So no rain will be here. So you'll be your dry setup, your 3 softest compounder tyres, the soft, medium, hard. They are having a quick look. I think they're the softest in the range. The C3, C4, C5, but I could be wrong about that.
We'll see what happens.
And just a reminder, you don't have to start on the same tyre you picked in the first time round. So if you started on the medium tyres on the first start, you can change the tyre if you want. So just letting those guys know who are watching, you do not need to start on the same tyre if you maybe want to change your strategy. So we've got all 19 in the session now. We are loaded up, so hopefully we're not too far away. Again, apologies for the delay. Yeah, clearly the spectator glitch, one of the spectator glitches happened that neither of us could see, and obviously couldn't show you any of the action, which obviously we don't want to see. So obviously made the call to red flag it. So second start for everybody, as we do have the countdown now. So we've got 15 seconds on the clock, and it should be a fantastic 35 laps under grey skies in Canada, Montreal, at the Gilles Villeneuve circuit. And yeah, it's going to be a fantastic race. Mercy will lead us away from pole. He's got Toddy right beside him, and Marty B, championship contender, is down in P15, so not the quality that he would have wanted. So he's going to have a bit of a fight to try and get back up through the field today.
Yeah, it's going to be an intense few laps, that's for sure. As we get ready to go racing. So we're loading in, and we do load in properly this time, thank God.
Yeah, obviously just the transition was obviously a bit of an issue, but obviously the guys making sure to load their setup, so we'll have a bit of a delay. Interesting to see which sneaky bugger just does their setup straight away and tries to screw over everybody else, but we'll have to wait and see.
So it looks like Mertz is going to go on the medium compounder tire. And I think it looks like Swiss Lord is going for the medium compounder tire as well. Possibly the hard, you can't really tell from the distance between the camera and the tire placement.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see what fuel these guys put into, because we know that if we get away without any safety cars, this track does like to burn a little bit of fuel as well.
So, the time for talk is finally finished. Saddle up, Canada, because here we go. Mercy gets away well from Toddy up to start. Mertz is right there, got Buster there on the outside. So far, so good to come through turns 1 and 2. You normally see a pile up by now coming into turn 1. They've gone away pretty average, I'd say. Pretty good. A little bit of a squirm from Gordo there, looked like, coming out of turn 2 as they make their way up to the second chicane of 5 and 6.
Yeah, we're all clean at the moment. No one's picked up any damage, thankfully. As further down in the field, you got Bang and Swisslord fighting side by side, and that was nearly contact.
Yeah, I think they did make some sort of contact there. Luckily, able to keep going under traction of all 4 tyres. And a bit of a corner cut there from the Battle Cats to get past what seemed to be the not Aston Martin, the Alfa Romeo.
So we see the hairpin for the first time. Again, we're all clear, so all 19 drivers have made it through. Mercy and Toddy lead us away down the straight as we come into the final hairpin, final chicane, I should say. And both Mercy and Toddy on the soft compounder tyre. As we start lap 2, Toddy's closing in. Does he have a lunge down turn 1? No, he doesn't. He holds off.
They'll make the pressure stick, I think, at the moment. That's how you're going to get the move done. And Yusuf is about a second back. A little over a second back in 4th place. Mertz is about a second behind Toddy as these two just dance away into the distance.
Yeah, Mertz obviously going to be a little bit of the cork in the bottle being on those hard compounder tyres, but he's actually managing well to Yusuf, who's 8/10 behind. So, obviously, top 2 going softs, everyone else either the medium or the hards. And a lot of the drivers in the 10 on the hard tyres, so we'll see how that comes into play. But we have gone 2 laps as on my screen it's got the race strategies, hards to lap 18 to 26 and then medium, so that's your one stop for the likes of Daniel Star and Sam if there is green flag all the way.
And we've got to move down around the outside, Goes the Rebel of Toddy. Toddy's going to inherit the race lead, but it's a double DRS zone, so he's going to maybe pull away here. Does he activate it? No, he does not.
Yeah, because DRS isn't activated until now, so that was actually pure speed from Toddy to get past Mercy, as Toddy does set the fastest lap. So he's flying at the moment. We'll see if Mercy can stay with him. Buster, obviously, unfortunately, picking up the first 3 seconds of the race already on lap 2, as Gordo gets past Liquid Jake. So Gordo couldn't put a lap in quali until the end. Oh, but he got close to the wall there, as Mercy is nearly a second out. So Toddy's really flying, but he's got DRS to sort of help him close that gap.
Yep. So Mertz holding on fairly well, I'd say, as they make their way up to the hairpin now.
Oh, Toddy had a bit of rear locking, so hurt him a little bit on traction, but in the braking zone, I should say. But Mercy's got DRS, but again, 8/10, probably not too much. It'd be more use if you're going to watch out for trying to get past Mertz on those medium tyres. Close the gap. He'll have a second little bunch of DRS, but again, he had a little bit of a wobble coming through the final corner.
Toddy goes faster. Yusuf, he's going to have a look. No, he holds on to 4th place at the moment. Put the pressure on.
Gordo and Sam fighting into turn number 1. Great defensive move from Sam, and Gordo's a little bit wide, so thought he might have opened the door to Liquid Jake, but they hold position, so Gordo's definitely flying. Sam trying to keep him behind. As further down, Marty gets past Swisslord for P13, so on the harder compounder tyre, but he hasn't exactly made a lot of positions in the opening 3.5 laps.
No, he hasn't. It looks like Alan Senna, oh sorry, not Senna, Swisslord is putting the pressure on Bang.
Yeah, so Bang currently not too far away from Parallel Aussie, so he'll get a bit of DRS. Oh, that was a car super wide. I think that was Sam. a little bit wide, so Gordo's got to be on the
A
hunt, but we've
yellow.
got a yellow flag, and we got a big pile up at the back. You've got down the race, you got Lane Santa, you got Batman, and you got Donmore, so I have a feeling someone may have just completely botched their braking point, I'd imagine, so bit of issue there, as you got Yusuf getting past Mertz, so we'll see what Yusuf can do on the medium tyres. Gordo side by side with Sam. Or Sam has a bit of a moment, and that's going to allow Liquid Jake through. So Sam losing 2 spots. So plenty of movement early on.
Plenty of movement. The bottom 3 coming to the pits to get that damage sorted out.
Yep, so damage from Dan,
5
damage
laps
from Dawn.
down, 30. 5 laps down, 30 laps left to run. And I want to mention, no safety car last night. Can we get another no safety car race at Canada?
It's going to be interesting. Obviously, surprising that didn't actually bring out a safety car or anything like that. With obviously so many cars involved. But Gordo picking up a 3-second time penalty, so he's the second driver. We've already seen penalties so far. Got to just rein it in just a little bit. But Mertz holding on not too bad. Look at Jake getting past Gordo into P7. So these two have been pretty scrappy the first stint of this race. But Liquid Jake holds on and gets the position done, so up into P7 on those medium tyres. And yeah, up front, Mercy's not dropping Toddy, but it'd be interesting to see how those soft tyres they're probably getting fairly close to that first little cliff. I'd imagine the softs would only probably last about 10 laps before they really start falling off, I reckon.
I reckon the tyres are already falling off as it is. I think it was 13 laps in the mediums last night. So we'll see how it plays out. Obviously, they're still out and charging hard. Little lock up there, so yeah, the tyres might be on their way out.
But he's got a second, but Mercy was within that DRS activation point that's before the hairpin at turn 10, so he's got DRS. So again, it's hard to break someone here, especially the second half of the circuit, because you've got 2 DRS zones with only 1 activation point. So even if you get a really good exit out of the hairpin, if someone's within a second prior to it, you just eat up that time. And as I said, Mercy's back within 7.5 tenths. Liquid Jake gets past Daniel Starr into turn 1. Nice move.
Liquid Jake is on a charge here.
Yeah, getting past all the hard runners as well. So medium's still feeling quite nice at the moment. And Daniel Starr probably feels he tried to have a go, try and fight him back, but Daniel Starr knows his race is towards the end when he'll be on those fresh medium tyres.
Watching Bus now coming under the Qatar Airways bridge as he's trying to hunt down Mertz. Mertz does not let Yusuf go here.
No, he's happy just to sit back in Yusuf's DRS, but he's closing right under the hairpin, so probably didn't get the exit that he would have wanted, but DRS again. And he's just going to get pulled along, and those hards will slowly start coming to him unless he tries to go for a move. You can see the Alfa Romeo in front flashing. So that'll
moving
give
down
him
the front straight, he's going to have the move done.
Yeah, DRS probably not quite close enough to really send it, so he'll sit back. But yeah, that's definitely interesting information for Mertz, knowing that he can see Yusuf flashing already, and we're only 8 laps in.
Yusuf charging, draining the battery, and it's not what you want 8 laps into your race. As Daniel Starr gets a 3 seconds yellow.
It's Toddy. He's had a big issue at some point, so the race leader has had an issue, and he's got front wing damage. So as the guys try and fold their way through, Toddy's got to have to come in for a new change of a front wing.
Buster, on the tail of the Rebels, does he notice some damage? Or is Toddy's still going to fight this one out?
He's going to fight. It might only be minor damage, but on my little program that I'm seeing, it is coming up that he has got a little bit of front wing damage. So we'll see if Toddy does come in, but he'd be sort of kicking himself because him and Mercy were 3.5 seconds clear of the rest of the pack, that top pack, and fortunately, yeah, that's got to hurt him. As does he come in?
Comes
Yes,
in.
he does. So he's got to go onto the hard tyres and try and get to the end, I'd imagine. That's
So now
a huge blow early on.
So now 3.5 seconds between second and first. Come
So
back, Gordo puts Daniel Star under some pressure for 6th and 7th position.
So Toddy just exiting pit lane now. And he's right down the field in P16, obviously on those hard compounded tyres, so he'll be quicker than the guys in front. But he's lost a lot of time compared to Mercy, so he's going to have to use these first few laps to really get on it and try and claw some time back.
Yep, that's exactly right.
And you've got Mert still hugging behind Yusuf and Buster as well. That little issue with Toddy allowed him to close within DRS of that pack in front. So Buster, he's still in it, but obviously the 3-second time penalty that he's got does hurt him a little bit compared to the guys around him. As Mert's really closing up, but again, just not quite able to get the job done as Gordo, as you can see, just stuck behind Daniel Star at the moment, both on the hard compounded tyres.
Gordo's really pushing to get past Daniel Star here.
Oh, as Bang picks up a 3-second time penalty.
As second place, the battle for second is on. 2/10 the gap.
Oh, but Mert's got on the inside curve there at 9, so that hurt his exit. He'll still obviously be within DRS, but he may have been able to have a crack with DRS down here.
He needs to get the traction out the corner, and it looks like that's exactly what he's done. They can see the McLaren up ahead, 3.4 up the road. And he's gonna get on the inside here, Mert. He's gonna get the move done.
And so, able to take the racing line as well. We got very close to that wall on the right hand side though, but he'll be able to use DRS to defend. So Mertz up into P2, and it'll be interesting to see what clear air he's got on those hards compared to Mercy's softs, and we'll see what the lap time comparisons are between those two, because Mercy's softs wouldn't be feeling real great at the moment.
No, they would not. And it looks like Mertz is just chewing through that time. Almost.
Yeah, just quick a note, Liquid Jake and Daniel Star had a bit of a battle through turn 4, and Daniel Star actually went off track a little bit at the first chicane, so might have picked up another warning there. He's already got 3 seconds, and he's got Gordo right behind him, so definitely battles throughout this field early on. But it's definitely going to be Yusuf maybe trying to close it back, depending on how those mediums are feeling, but Mertz hasn't closed too much on Mercy, so Mercy's still managing those softs quite nicely.
3.5, 3.4, the gap. Pit window should be open in the next couple of laps for these drivers to come in.
Alright, so quick look at the lap times. So last lap Mercy was about just over 2/10 quicker than Mertz in second. So even on those soft tyres, he's really keeping that pressure up.
Yeah, so that's not what you want to hear if you're Mertz.
But something to also keep in mind too, Toddy was 1.2 seconds quicker than Mercy. I know he lost time in terms of a crash, and
got a yellow in sector 2.
And as I open my mouth, we're still green, but obviously someone in this battle pack from 8th down has had an issue, and you can see it's really, really closed up. Sam's got some front wing damage now, actually, so he might have been part of the reason.
Possibly.
You might see Sam in, or you might try and hold out, but he's got a long way to go. If he decides to box for mediums now, he's got to go 22 laps. As the Battle Cat already gets the move done, and Sam tries to just slip back in. Does Sam come in? He does. So that front wing obviously bothering him, so he makes a pit stop. He'll go on to the mediums, but yeah, he'll need a safety car to sort of bring him back in. Oh, and there's an issue. Liquid Jake, I think, having a moment out of turn 2. He's dropped 2 spots to Daniel Star and Gordo.
Oh yeah, and I think Battlecat's just had a moment as well. Pretty sideways on the exit curve of turn 2.
Yeah, turn 2 can be quite tricky, especially with the tyre wear starting to climb up. A lot of these hard runners are low 30%. The mediums are about mid-30s in terms of tyre wear, so that's when the tyres really start sliding around. And Bang wanting to put some pressure on the Red Bull. Oh, he does have a little bit of a bang on the left-hand side.
You're on board with Bang.
Yeah, so he just clipped that wall. Got to be a little bit careful as Xander now picks up 3-second time penalty as Aussie got really close to the rear wing of the Alfa Romeo. But we'll see if Bang hitting the wall again. Not sure what happening.
There's a car around. That's an Aston Martin. That's Donmore.
Yeah, Donmore. So he'll be able to do a flick spin and turn it around. So we will stay green.
And here goes 3 wide. It's contact.
I think Battlecat wanted to completely get out of that, and that was probably the smart move. And they've somehow got away with that. I have no idea how. I was fearing 2 cars going into the wall there. So
Bang will look like it.
Yeah, Bang will lead this train now, but these guys are 9 seconds off. These guys are really fighting hard. That they've lost a whole bunch of time. They are having a quick look. Yeah, they're about probably half a second to 3/4 of a second off where they need to be. That's how much fighting these guys are doing at the moment.
They need to stop the fun and work together. Almost use each other as a slingshot.
Yeah, Donmore picks up a 5-second time penalty coming into pit lane because he needs to fix his front wing, so that's got to hurt him even more. Toddy gets past Swisslord, and Toddy, as I said, he's made his pit stop. He's flying through the field. However, he's now in this big train led by Bang as Buster now comes in. So he's making an early pit stop, trying to get a bit of an undercut on Yusuf and Mertz, I'd imagine.
Bang's almost checked out of this.
Yeah, he'd want to. As I'm on board with the Battle Cat, just sitting in third in the train. Toddy's got a lot of grip in the other Red Bull, and he's right behind second in the championship, Marty B.
Yeah, Marty B in this fight as well, and he's playing pretty safe at the moment. He's in between 2 Red Bulls as it stands. Oh, a bit of a twitch there.
Yeah,
Marty B second in the championship.
Yeah, should open the door for Toddy and gets the inside move done, and he's still within DRS, and I'd imagine Battlecat probably won't put up too much of a fight knowing that Toddy has made a pit stop.
No, we'll see lock up down the inside. This is close stuff.
Close stuff.
The 2 Rebels are fighting.
Yusuf's in as well from P3. As we got Aussie and Bang side by side, that's going to hurt Aussie's exit, so Bang might be able to fight him back. As we start lap number 16, and Red Bulls have swapped.
The Battlecat lets Toddy through, knowing the pit stop's been made. He's going to put the pressure on Bang and Aussie now.
And you can see
he's clawing his way back up the field.
Yeah, you can really see Toddy hurrying the Alfa Romeo. He's just got to be a little bit patient. I know he's going to take those hards a long way, but you can't afford to go into the pits for another front wing change. He'll get the better exit. He'll get DRS. You can see the Alfa Romeo flashing, but it won't be enough. So it's all about traction for Toddy. Tries to switch back. He's got
And
the
the
inside.
battle for third is intense at the moment, it looks like. 3 cars in it. Liquid Jake, Gordo, and Daniel Saab. And Liquid Jake is going to have a look on the inside, gets the move done, and Mertz will inherit the lead through a pit stop.
Gordo picks up a 3-second time penalty, trying to get the switch back on Liquid Jake, because Liquid had to go so deep, or so narrow, I should say, into the last chicane. But he does hold it as...
Toddy's around.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for it, and the Red Bulls have come together.
Oh, no.
So I was waiting for carnage to happen there. So Toddy, he's got some front wing... hang on. Toddy's got front wing damage again. He's going to have to come in. Battle Cat's lost a whole bunch of time. He's got away without damage. Buster has got damage, and you got A-Dog hitting the wall.
Oh,
so all carnage.
goodness.
So I have a feeling someone's trying to make a move at the final chicane, and it's caused an absolute pile up.
I think whoever was behind the Ballocats came into the pits and underestimated how much the Rebel was going to slow it, and then just nipped it as the Rebel started the rotation process into the corner. And that's all she wrote. Absolute carnage at the back.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate that a few of those boys got caught up in that, especially Buster as well. He was running really well, but he's got front wing damage, so I'd imagine he's going to come in, chuck a set of medium tyres on. That really ruins his race, unfortunately.
I do have to say that good spatial awareness from a good chunk of the drivers that were involved with that.
Yeah, as you got Ben coming in, you've got one of the Mercs come in, and that looked also too quick, and Swisslaw picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in pit lane. So as we try and settle down, as we got multiple drivers coming in, Toddy's now in for the second time in this race, picking up front wing damage. So Mercy, he's made his pit stop. He's currently in P5 as Gordo and Liquid Jake still fighting for P2 and P3. So this is a fantastic fight, but for at the moment a possible podium position, because Bus is now out of it. But Mertz has got a 6.7 second lead, obviously on those hard tyres going long. I feel like a safety car at this point onwards will really help the hard runners that haven't made a pit stop as of yet. But Liquid Jake on the inside as Mertz comes into the pit lane. Liquid Jake stays out, Gordo comes in, and Daniel Star stays out. As I switch back down to Mercy. Fastest lap, and he's only about 4 seconds off the lead of this race.
Yeah, 4 seconds off, but the car behind, the Ferrari.
Battlecat, he speeds in the pit lane as well, so this pit lane can be tricky, and seen a few guys speed into it already.
So, safety car, they pray.
Yep, I think a few guys need to, especially guys that have been in contact. But Marty B in P8, obviously by himself at the moment, he's probably going to be one of those guys waiting, hoping for a safety car. But Mercy is your net leader in P3, Mertz in P4, and then Yusuf in P5. So that's your top three after the rest of these guys make their pit stops. And we've got about 16 laps to go in this race, so still plenty of time for moves to be made.
Most drivers are spread out a little bit here. We'll come for the back of the pack for the battle for 10th here, 9 and 10, between Sam Adia and A-Dog. And you can even see Aussies in this a little bit.
Yeah, and add Daniel Star to the drivers that have sped in pit lane. So he was running in a good spot. He's on the medium tyres now, but he's got 5 seconds to serve.
Yeah, he does.
And Toddy, he's down in P17, picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Not Toddy's night tonight. Liquid Jake yet to come in.
Yep, as the Williams swap. So Daniel Star obviously on the better tyre, busted carrying damage. So Daniel Star up into P6. But obviously the 5 seconds will hurt him. But he'll try and close down on Gordo.
So There goes Aussie on the Alpha of the Alpine, sorry, of A-Dog, and Sam RDR got past A-Dog as well. So we try and find a fight. This is the only close fight on the track as it is between Sam and Aussie.
So just having a look. There's two drivers yet to stop. A-Dog in 10th, and then Liquid Jake up the front. So Liquid Jake might be doing a medium soft here because he's still going, but he's really starting to lose time. Mercy was 1.5 seconds quicker that last lap over Liquid Jake, and the Ferrari of Mertz, he was 3.5 seconds quicker than Liquid Jake. So Mertz is on here on the medium tyres.
On.
So Mercy's done a soft medium, Mertz has done a hard medium. So yellow flag. I think that was a Lane and Batman. I think as Batman gets into P14 and Liquid Jake, yeah, he's lost the lead. So Mercy retakes the lead after his pit stop, and I have a feeling he's going to romp away at least from Liquid Jake. But it's going to be interesting to see how Mertz tries to fight his way through the Mercedes to try and claw onto the back of the McLaren. And Jake's staying out once again, so he's hoping for a safety car, but he's got to just extend this stint to the soft compounded tyres.
Yep. So a tier 3 driver at the moment running P3, but it's actively a P2 position.
Yeah, and Ads might be right there. Mertz, as we know, got a lot of pace as he tries to stick the nose up. He can't afford to rush this. But yeah, Mertz, I think, might... Oh, a little bit of contact. I said he's just got to be careful. He's got the outside line, and I think Liquid Jake will let him go. Yeah, Liquid Jake knows that's not his fight. I don't think Mertz was trying to run into the back of him. He just had so much more grip in their 18-lap younger medium tyres. And Mertz is only 1.08 seconds behind our race leader. So we're going to have a fight for the race lead here. And Mertz's tyres are 2 laps younger. As we got a yellow flag. That's an AlphaTauri around. And that's Sam, unfortunately, and Sam's been disqualified, going the wrong way.
Oh, no.
Oh, hopefully he doesn't come back out on track. Auto picks up a 3-second time penalty, and now the AlphaTauri's beached. So, good job, AI, but Sam's obviously had an issue out of turn 9 and unfortunately faced the wrong way, tried to do the rejoin, but unfortunately just drove back a little bit too far trying to turn it around. So Sam is our first, we'll say, retirement, and unfortunately he leaves the session. So 18 left to go. Our final 2 stoppers have come in. Liquid Jake on the soft tyres, A-Dog on the mediums. So it's got to be Mercy and Mertz, the fight for your race lead, and Yusuf on those hards trying to hold off Gordo, who's got a 1.6 second deficit to chase to try and get that final podium position.
Yeah, now, does Mertz drop the sandbags and just go for it?
It's going to be interesting. Obviously, we still got 12 laps left to go, and as I said, we know how hard it is to break DRS, so does he just try and sit back and just follow Mercy for a few laps, and then just save up a bit of VRS? Not 100% sure how he sort of wants to do this. It's only about a 2% difference in tyre wear. So it's going to be interesting to see how Mertz does play this, but he's in a really good position. So he'd want to claim a victory, as he's got a second place at the moment. So he's been on the podium once in Tier 2. He'd love to add a win to that.
Yeah, we are... Look at the penalties at the moment. 9 seconds for Yusuf. 8 seconds for Daniel Star. 6... Sorry. Gordo with 9, Daniel Star with 8, Liquid Jake with 6, Swistle with 5, Battle Cats with 8, Bang with 3. Actually, from Bang to VSC Batman, it's 3 seconds. And you got Alan Santa on 6 and Don War with 3 seconds.
As I can say, track limits, let's just say it's fucked between every driver with the amount of penalties that we've got. As we've got to move for the lead, Mertz down the inside and gets the job done on Mercy. So Mertz, he's got 10 laps left, 11 laps left to go. Can he hold on to this race win? Mercy's not going to let it go. With Marty down in P9, Mercy can have one hand on that championship cup if he gets the victory today. So he will not want to let this Ferrari out of his sights.
Well, this is going to help out Marty, as you said. Can Mertz now waltz away in the distance? It's always 6 tenths the gap between first and second.
Yeah, Marty goes up into P8, talking about the championship contenders, up into P8 on those fresh mediums. But he's got 8 seconds to chase down Aussie, so Marty might have to just settle for P8 here.
He might. He very, very much might, which is not what you want as a driver, but sometimes you have no choice with 10 laps left to go, or 11 laps left in this race. And they're close.
Yeah, so you can see gap to leader now, Gob, and sort of see where everyone is. Top 3 are very close. Gordo gets the job done on Yusuf. So Gordo in the top 3, but obviously he's got the penalty. Actually, he's got a few penalties. He's on 9 seconds worth of penalties. So Yusuf's job is just to stick with that Haas. And yeah, I don't see Gordo really getting 9 seconds ahead. As Liquid Jake on those fresh soft tyres sets the new fastest lap, 12.4. So he's picking up the bonus point at the moment. As Whistler picks up another 3-second time penalty.
Yeah,
So
at the moment, your effective podium is Mertz from Mercy and then Yusuf.
Yes, and it's going to be interesting as Lacey gets past down the race for 16th down the back straight. But still, I'd say they're not in any points positions until Batman comes in for a set of soft tyres. So Lane Centre fighting for that final points position in P15. As Don Moore's just letting some guys through.
Oh, no, not quite.
Yeah, Don Moore just letting the guys through there.
It is very close.
Yeah,
between
about
first and second.
Yeah,
Bring up the intervals.
3/10. Gordo's really hurrying that pass on the mediums, and he's closed quite a bit as I check the times. Gordo was about 3/10 quicker than the top 2 that last lap.
Mertz, almost 8 tenths between him and second place. He's doing really well out there, the tier 3 driver.
Yeah, this is sort of what Mertz wants to do. It doesn't matter if Mercy's right on his ass by the time they get to turn 1, as long as he's got a decent gap coming out of this hairpin. And about 7 tenths will just about do it as Bang picks up the 3-second time penalty down in P13. But about 7 tenths you can manage, because that will cut it down to about 4 tenths, and then as long as both these guys get a good drive out of the final corner, and Mertz actually increases that gap slightly. So Mertz just needs to keep doing this lap after lap, but we're starting to get that to that first cliff. Both drivers on 25% tyre wear on those mediums.
Mertz really pushing that car to the edge.
Yeah, Mercy's got a little bit more battery for you ads compared to Mertz, but I think that's sort of what he's playing at. Mercy might just try and conserve a bit of tyre, a bit of RS, and then go for a move later on as we get closer to lap 35.
Yeah, and Mertz.
Yusuf's just holding on for P3 at the moment. Sort of cut the gap Gordo was trying to close in, so said that gap settled down.
So.
Oh, Battle Cat's had an issue. He's letting all three go. Oh, and that's a move from Toddy. He's had a spin, and he nearly took out Battle Cat again. As Toddy's half sideways. So that's yellow flag, and Toddy getting away without front wing damage again. But it has not been Toddy's night tonight, unfortunately.
From fighting for a win to now fighting down amongst the pack.
Yeah, it's just been unfortunate as Aussie gets past Daniel Starr for P number 6 as well. About a 17-second gap between Aussie and Jake. So Jake's done really well, stretching out those medium tyres soft to the softs. And as I said, we haven't seen a safety car at all today, surprisingly. So we've had a few little issues.
No safety car in Tier 3 last night. It looks like there's going to be no safety car tonight.
Yeah, so hopefully, it'd be interesting to see Tier 1 tomorrow night can keep it safety car free, and it'd be quite impressive if we do manage that and no safety car seen at Canada. Knowing the way Canada's like at a track, but it's close there. Mercy had a better run through the final corner. As we got a yellow flag, and that's the Red Bull of Toddy around again. Oh, his days has gone from bad to worse, unfortunately.
So Mertz holds on to the lead. 30 laps in the books. 5 or 6 more laps left to run.
Daniel Starr swapping against Aussie as well, so they've swapped positions. So Daniel Starr and Aussie having a nice little fight towards the end of this race, and Buster and Marty not too far behind. So Marty could actually get a couple of positions here due to penalties in front.
That is a question we do need to ask. Is safety car on?
Safety car is definitely on. I can double check. I can confirm that. Safety car is on. It's just that, game decides that they haven't needed to call for either a VSC or a full safety car. So I did check that earlier on, and yes, safety car is on reduced, but it is on.
Ads is saying to double check.
Oh, I guess I better listen to ads, shouldn't I? But gap 3/10 at the front as they come across the line to start lap 31. It's going to be a little bit careful with Don Moore coming out of the pit lane. Yeah, that was smart. Good work from Don Moore. Obviously not trying to get into the fight for the lead.
2 tenths. The gap between first and second as they make their way up to 5 and 6. Gordo closing the gap, but he has 12 seconds worth of penalties, so that's not going to help his campaign. Don't know if it was confirmed. 15 seconds worth of penalties equals instant disqualification. I believe that is standard though across all leagues.
So no disqualification. It's when you hit 30 seconds of penalties, you get disqualified by the game. But if you pick up 15 seconds, I don't believe you get disqualified. You just have 15 seconds worth of penalties. So it's only if the game disqualifies you. But as I said, that's when you reach 30 seconds worth of penalties, and Gordo's only on 15 for a 50% race, so he's still good to go.
He's on 12 as it stands.
Well, Liquid Jake getting past Yusuf, so Liquid Jake, if he can hurry those soft tyres, he may be able to claw himself onto the podium. Here being that Yusuf's on 15 lap old hards, Liquid Jake's on 9 lap old softs, so softs, they'll be going, but he's really flying.
Mertz is under immense pressure as we come to the closing stages of this race. They got a lap car behind them and down so close to the tail of the Ferrari there. He wants this win. The both of them do.
Problem is he just lost half a second, unfortunately, due to that.
And this is where Mertz needs to push even harder, because this is where he can possibly seal it, get himself outside of DRS hopefully. As they come through the hairpin, 6/10, 7/10 the gap, 8. That gap is going up, and he's going to have more than enough breathing space going into the last couple of corners, into turn 1 maybe, to hold on to the lead as we come on to lap 33.
Yeah, you can just see that Mercy made that mistake around turn 5, but obviously he's right on the back once again. So Mercy might just be liking the way these mediums are feeling at the moment. He's just coping a little bit better with the wear. As Dan picks up 3 seconds, currently in 17th, and he's on 27 lap old hards just down the races, so they will be fairly disgusting. As he's just about to get lapped from the leaders as well, so just got to be a little bit careful with these back markers.
This is going to play into Mercy's head if Mertz can't get past Dan the Racer in enough time. I think that is Donwell in the Aston Martin behind us. We look off the rear ring of that beautiful looking Ferrari car.
Yeah, Dom will just sit back off. He knows he's
mistake!
got pace.
Mistake for the lead!
Yeah.
It's going to come down. This is it. I don't think he's had enough of a gap to inherit or keep the lead. He's going to have to look at the inside. No, he's not. It's going to be a front stretch move. Toddy goes fastest. Almost a new fastest lap in. Mert still holds the lead. Not that many laps left in this race.
Oh,
3 laps to go.
Yeah, 2 laps to go, and yeah, that was a big mistake from Merch going wide at the hairpin, and that's really put the pressure on him now. Mercy, you can see the red light flashing off the back of the Ferrari.
He is absolutely charging, and this is where it's going to come down. This is where it's going to be just expel the battery. You don't need it anymore.
Oh, a little bit wide for Mercy though, off the exit, so wouldn't have lost a lot of time, but doesn't want to get close to that wall. Oh, big snap of the rear from Mertz as Liquid Jake gets past Gordo. But I think it's still got to be Yusuf, as both guys ahead of him have got pens, but it's got to be the race for the lead. Half a second coming out. Mertz is strong on the exit of the hairpin, which is helping him.
That's what is. It's definitely what's helping him.
I say that, but Mercy. Oh, that was a late move.
Not quite enough.
Yeah, I don't think Mertz did anything too wrong. It was sort of middle of the track, and I think Mercy was in two minds about which direction he wanted it to go. But we're on to the final lap now, and it's got to be Mertz holding on to a 3/10 lead.
It's going to come down to the wire. It's going to be a dive bomb and a half of the hairpin. Your thing as they come up to turns 3 and 4. Flick it left, flick it right. Don't lose the backhand as they make their way round to turn 5 and 6. Again, flick it right and flick it left.
I think this might be interesting if Merch can get within Dan the Race's DRS.
That's what's going to save him.
But he's got to get cleanly out of the 8-9 chicane. Dan was a little bit off. Is he within the DRS detection zone? It's right there. Bang picks up a 3-second time penalty. Mercy may have to have a lunge.
No.
Hits the back. Mercy hits the back of Mertz.
There's going to be a redress. No, it's not that.
It's not. And I think Mercy might be in a little bit of trouble with that.
They both have DRS down the back straight for the final time. It's going to be Mercy on track, but that was a bit naughty, I think. Mercy will win. Mertz comes home in second. Liquid Jake, Yusuf currently sitting fifth. He might come home in a comfortable P3 though by the end of it.
Crossing the line, and Yusuf
does take it.
Yeah, that's what no penalties have. Buster, he's been carrying front wing for the majority of this race, and still good points. P6, considering that we've had a lot of other guys pretty much have issues in this race. Marty gets past Daniel Starr for P7. So that will help his championship standings, but Mercy will jump him.
So, controversy at the end of that one.
Yeah, it obviously wasn't much, but obviously Mercy just getting into the back of the Ferrari, and he didn't redress enough. I think he might have lifted half off the exit, but because Mertz was still sort of recovering, I think Mercy needed to completely give that position back and then try and go out of the final chicane and try and pinch the win that way. So Mercy might get a penalty, but because Yusuf was so far behind, he'll only drop the one spot. So I think it was a gamble that he can do, but wouldn't surprise me if Mertz decides to put in a report for it. So again, not a massive incident. It was just sort of a little bit unlucky there. And yeah, so Mercy, he'll take the win at the moment. We'll see what happens, obviously. But yeah, great race from him regardless. Had plenty of space. Was fighting Toddy at the beginning, but Toddy obviously he's had an issue. And yeah, fallen back, but yeah, Mercy and Mertz, really great battle at the end there, and then Yusuf as well, keeping it penalty free, on those old hard tyres, pinching that final step on the podium and finding himself on the podium yet again for the 7th time as well. That's his second, third, and 7 all up, so great job from him.
So we look at the final finishing order. Mercy will win it on the track, possibly penalties coming into play. Mertz will come over in second, Yusuf in third, Liquid Jake in fourth, Gordo in fifth, Buster sixth, Matty B recovering from 15th to 7th. Aussie coming over in 8th, Daniel Star in 9th, A-Dog in 10th, and we'll let you take from 11th.
Yeah, so Battle Cat, obviously not his day, getting involved in a couple of issues as well. MP 11, Swisslaw 12th, Bang 13th, Toddy, yeah, not his day either, so both Red Bulls struggling 14th. And Batman, great to see Batman in the points, in the final point in 15th. Elaine Santa, Dan and Dom Wall missing out. And then Sam, really early retirement with the disqualification for going the wrong way, obviously trying to recover from his incident at turn 9. But great race, great little packs that we saw throughout that one. Great battle for the lead that we saw at the end, or probably the last 10 laps actually. And yeah, great to watch as we'll get these boys in to have a bit of a chat.
Yeah, we'll let you lead the interviews today.
Yeah, too easy. Well, because we got Mercy in. Mercy, congratulations on the victory at the moment. More points on Marty B as well, so you potentially could wrap it up next time out at, I believe, Abu Dhabi, if I'm getting my dates correct. But fantastic speed from you. I thought you said you weren't gonna really enjoy Canada from what I spoke to you last time, but you excelled. Great job from you.
Yeah, changed the setup a bit, and it worked. But I think the end of that race was a bit poor. I know I hit Myrtle, but the lapped car in front gave Myrtle the DRS and kind of distracted me because that's what I was thinking about. And I think he'll report me, but I mean, it was my win. I had 100% battery when he was flashing, so I tried to get the spot back at the end, like coming onto the straight, but he just didn't take it back. But
Yeah, I think he was sort of still half recovering because I think he got on the grass, and because both your mediums were probably still fairly old, might have been a bit of an issue there. But as I said, nonetheless, from that last lap, great pace. Obviously, went the soft tyre, so you managed to get the soft medium to work as well.
yeah, I did it in a league before and it was possible, so I knew that was the plan. Yeah, Myrtle was about 2 seconds behind on about lap 14 when I stopped, and he came out 5 seconds back, and then within like a lap or two he was on me. So he had great pace tonight. He was rapid, and once he passed me, I knew he was faster, so I just saved the battery, which was going to work in the end, but unfortunately I did hit him. But I had 100% battery coming to the last lap, and he was flashing, so I think,
Yeah, but big congratulations. Got Brazil next week, actually. Hey, not a favourite.
No.
Oh, I thought that would have been
Canada wasn't a favourite.
Yeah, if Canada wasn't a favourite, you've done really well. Just having a look. I think Marty finished in P8 or 7, so 8 or 9 points. P7, so you'll claw about 10 points on him. so that increases the gap to 28. So pretty much now Marnie B has to outscore you next week to keep this championship fight alive. So you said you weren't comfortable around Brazil next week, but do you feel like you could wrap up this championship by the end of next Saturday afternoon?
I hope so, because there's a chance that I'm away for Abu Dhabi.
Yeah.
Might have something to work on, so hopefully I can do it. And Marty's always been consistent. He's always there every week. Sorry, but yeah.
But yeah, great job, and obviously with Red Bull sort of having a little bit of a tough race today, you'll extend on the constructors, so you'll be fairly close to winning that too.
Yeah, Toddy and I were in a party. We were working together to build the gap with DRS, and unfortunately he spun, and I thought he saved it, and he thought he saved it as well, and didn't hit the wall, but he got damage from it. And then I think he had another incident when Aussie was pitting and spun again or something. But
yeah, but
he could have been up there if he had no incidents, and yeah.
That's right. We'll at least have two last races to sort of potentially see the battle between you two. But yeah, Mercy, great job from you, whether it's first or second. More points to your tally, and yeah, we'll see how you go next week in Brazil.
Cheers, and congrats to Yusuf and Myrtle, who was, I reckon, fastest on track. Cheers, boys.
All right, and we'll go to third place now. Yusuf, great job from you. 7th podium of the season. Sort of on the hard tyre at the end when the guys around you were on mediums, but you kept it clean, no penalties, and yeah, find yourself on the podium once again. So well done to you. How were you feeling pace-wise today? Because you were sort of always in that sort of top 5 in quali, and then sort of didn't quite have the pace on the guys on the softs, but you obviously go on the standard medium hard. How did you feel you went? Obviously, was your focus just consistently in keeping without penalties, or yeah, sort of how were you feeling? Yeah, well, it was a great battle to watch with you. I think it was Gordo and Liquid Jake at some points during that race early on as well. So, big congrats to you. And having a look at the standings, you actually moved up into P3. So, you joined us a little bit into the season, but yeah, you've had some brilliant form. And yeah, P3 in the standings in Tier 2 with how top heavy this field is. You must be really proud of that with 2 rounds left to go. Yeah, but yeah, brilliant to watch you throughout the season, and yeah, good luck in the final 2 races left in the season. But yeah, well done tonight. All right, and going on to our P2, could be P1, depending if he decides to put a report in. But Mertz, good to see you in here, not beside me in comms, but actually great pace from you. We'll go P2 at the moment, but yeah, fantastic pace you had on those mediums at the end as well.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. Yeah, the car was feeling really alive after I boxed the mediums, and look, I was just trying to keep consistency throughout the rest of the race and just trying to set some good lap times to keep my distance between Mercy. But at the end, something unfortunately happened. But yeah.
How were you feeling those last couple of laps? Because we know that obviously Mercy was saving a bit of ERS, and then you sort of caught Dan on that last lap. Were you hoping to get DRS and sort of let him pull you to help defend? Because I know you were pretty much dead on your battery.
Yeah, I was definitely pushing that last lap to get the DRSs. That would have helped me so much at the end of the race to keep that little gap ahead. So yeah, I was pushing as much as I could that last lap to get that.
But yeah, so I'm assuming you might chuck a sneaky report in, try and get that win back.
Yeah, you're not wrong. I'm racing for Ferrari now. I'm trying to get my team as much points as we can, and I'm also trying to help out my good teammate Marty B to hopefully take the top of this championship standing as well.
Yeah, obviously replacing Broseph in the car, so I reckon he'd be very happy to see that other Ferrari right up there. But Brazil next week, we'll work out obviously the final results a little bit later on in the week. But Brazil and Abu Dhabi the final 2 weeks. If you do reserve up, if you can get a seat, how are you feeling about that?
Oh yeah, I've definitely noticed a pattern with reserving up. Like last night at Canada, it was a lot more harder to have that race pace tonight, and Tier 2 today just gave me that extra boost. So hopefully at Brazil, if there's a seat available at the Ferrari team, it would be a great opportunity to reserve again, as practicing as much as you can does really build your race pace in these final coming races of the season.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting those last couple, and yeah, it'd be great to see you get a seat and show your contention. As I said, we might see you in Tier 2 next season, I feel. Great pace from you when you have reserved up, and again, great job tonight, regardless of whether it's P1 or P2, but yeah, great job tonight.
Thank you so much, guys.
Alright, and Ethan, that will just about wrap up the
No,
interviews.
wrap it up indeed, yeah. Well, that was a great race. Final thoughts on it?
Terrific battles throughout. Obviously, a couple of little incidents, no safety cars. Surprisingly, thought we might have got a cheeky one or two, but yeah, no, it was great racing, great battle at the front. I wouldn't say it was ruined by that hairpin incident. As I said, I think it's just sort of, as Mercy said, caught him up, sort of off guard a little bit with sort of Dan with DRS, but no, great battles throughout the field. You had Daniel Starr and Aussie as well fighting together in the field. You obviously had Gordo with Liquid Jake as well, but yeah, plenty of good battles there. And yeah, I think it was a well-deserved top 3 podium, I feel.
Yeah, well deserved. Obviously, the report might be coming in. Great fighting throughout the field. That's going to wrap up race 18 for Tier 2. Join us tomorrow night when we're back here in Montreal, Canada, with Tier 1 save time, 5 o'clock Australian Eastern Standard. Until then, I've been Ethan. That's been Scotty. We'll catch you next time.